Hey there. So I want to talk a little bit about marker training. I know it's not necessarily germane to this class, but it is something that's a particular interest of mine, to be clear communication with the dog. With marker training, the marker predicts the reinforcement, ideally. If we say the marker and deliver the food at the same time, the food is always going to overshadow the marker. So I use two markers. You can use markers in infinite ways, but the fundamental reality with markers is the marker predicts the food. It doesn't come at the same time. Otherwise, the food is doing the training, which is okay. We don't mind the food doing the training sometimes. But how you really get away from using food and you have longer duration between markers is how you train that long duration marker, which is a keep going marker, if you will. Keep going, you're doing the right thing, a reward is coming. So there's two types of markers traditionally people use. A terminal marker, yes, or like a click, like the clicker. You could also use good as your terminal marker. That doesn't really matter. What matters is consistency. Whatever it is you choose, it should be consistent. It should be a clear predictor to the dog that they're doing the right thing, and either they're done with the right thing, or they should keep going and do the right thing. And I'm going to demo the very first part of marker training to clarify for your dog. So on the yes marker, I use a little bit of movement. I learned this from a great trainer named Michael Ellis. I use the yes to move at first. It doesn't mean the food's always going to move, but what it means is that yes means you're done, and so I pair it with excitement so they know it's finished. So this is how I train that yes marker. And I do it just with attention at first. So I have no food in my hand, and the dog gives me attention. Come on over here. So I'm going to toss him away. Yes, and I just mark him very nicely for looking at me, which is a beautiful thing. And I'm going to do it again, and now I will have some food in my hands behind my back. He looks at me, yes, and I make the food run a little bit, just like a toy. Beautiful, nice job. So I do that a whole bunch of times. I trained this when he was little, so he knows this pretty well. It's easy to retrain this. So the yes predicts the food. It's yes and then food. Yes always comes with food. There's never a question because you've done the behavior I want. In this case, I'm asking for something fairly small, which is eye contact. Come on over here so the beautiful people can see you. Yes. Beautiful. And he's allowed to move. There's a treat right there. And he's allowed to move on that. So I can also use it with the SIT. Beautiful. Yes. So he's done the sit, and I reward him. Okay? So, all fine and good. But what about the keep going? So the keep going, you'll hear me say good a lot to the dog. That means you're doing the right thing, but a food might not necessarily be coming right away. It could come. There's no rule against it, but it really means he understands, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Food's coming eventually. So this is how I train that. Yes. Beautiful. Good. 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 Yes. So he understands that good, I might throw in a couple of blank goods without food, and then I'll throw in a good with food. So I get a little duration on that. That's how we get long duration healing or any long behavior exercises like a down. I'll show you what I mean. Beautiful. Good. Heel. Beautiful. Heel. Sit. Good. Heel. Good. 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 Sit. Good. 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 Heel. Yes. Beautiful. So he got a lot of behaviors in there with just some goods, right? So that's really how we use the markers. You can use any words you want. There's no fixed rule. Yes and good to me are the easiest things to use. But if you're used to saying them and they don't mean anything to the dog, you might want to train some different words. There's a million words you could try. But the most important thing is it's a predictor. The food never comes at the same time. So when you guys are training and you're paying yes, yes, yes on a container, it means nothing to the dog, really. you're better off staying quiet. And the fact is, with this game, I would prefer you guys stay pretty quiet at the beginning, so you really pare it down to the essential. Hot box, dog finds, dog gets paid. Okay, I hope that was helpful.